For a long time, the world of trucking simulators had been quiet. You see, fans of this genre only had a couple of games to hold on to: the timeless ETS2 and its brother, American Truck Simulator. Now don't get me wrong, they were loved and played, yes, but they were also the only two options. No real competition, so in a way, you had no choice but to love them or learn how to accept them. And in that silence, an ever-growing hunger was starting to show. A hunger for something new, something bold, something that could push this genre forward. And then, one day, a spark was lit. An announcement, a trailer, a promise. Alaskan Truck Simulator. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, but it looked cold, brutal and different. It wasn't just another driving game, it was survival, trucking and living on the edge of the frozen frontier. For many of us, it felt like the one. The rival that might finally stand toe-to-toe with SCS software and take trucking sims to the next level. But here's the thing about fate, sometimes it deceives us. Expectations rose higher than the developers could ever climb, and whether they meant to or not, they were swept into a storm of hype they could never escape. This is the story of the truck sim prodigy that never came to be. Now, to really understand how we got here, we gotta go back to the very beginning. Before the disappointment, before the bugs, before the name change, back when it was just an idea. The first whispers of what it would become Alaskan Road Truckers started back in 2010. A small Polish studio, Road Studio under Movie Games, began talking about building something different. Not just another ETS2 clone, but something far more ambitious. A hybrid, a trucking game where you could step out of your cab, fight the cold, cook your meals, and even get down and repair your rig by hand if needed. Around 2018 and 2019, little teasers started to appear. And honestly, the name alone lit up our imaginations. Alaskan Truck Simulator. It sounded right. Alaskan wasn't just another map, it was raw, dangerous, unforgiving, perfect for a survival trucking simulator. And the developers leaned hard into it. Their early promises spoke of wild weather, icy roads, survival mechanics, kind of a hardcore trucking experience. And people noticed. Even outlets like IGN jumped on board, featuring the game at the PC gaming show in 2021, with flashy trailers of blizzards, broken down trucks, and endless frozen highways. For the first time in years, fans of the genre felt like they were about to get a serious alternative to SCS Software's empire. The prodigy child was here. Or so we thought. October 18th, 2023. Alaskan Road Truckers finally launched, and the excitement collapsed in minutes. Performance was a missile, stuttering frames and poor optimization for graphics that already looked years behind. But worse than that was the driving. For a trucking game, the trucks felt weightless, clumsy, almost broken. Steering lacked precision, braking was inconsistent, and the physics barely made sense. The core of the experience was simply not fun. Instead of focusing on the core, the spotlight fell on the survival mechanics, cooking, repairing, eating, running your HQ, I guess. But these features felt like gimmicks, and they were not really developed. So, in a bold attempt, trying to make this game more than trucking, it almost felt like they left trucking out of it. The result, a simulator where trucking tasted bitter, and fans who had waited for years were left in shock, asking themselves the same question: how could a trucking sim get trucking so wrong? Looking back, I don't think Alaskan Road Truckers ever stood a chance, not because the developers didn't care, but because the weight of the expectations crushed it long before release. I truly believe, if it had been seen for what it really was, an indie experiment, a side project with ambition, maybe the community would have judged it differently. But the moment it was crowned as the rival to SCS Software, its fate was sealed. And we are as much to blame for this as they are. The dream was too big, the hype was too loud, and as a consequence, the fall was too hard. Until the next time, stay safe on the road and keep on trucking. Cheers.